Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your weekly singles love reading for Scorpio. Let's see what's happening with you. Yes, I decided to do a singles read this week. People have been asking, so I am delivering. Ace of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, yeah, 2 of Wands. It looks like some of you are at a crossroads here. I do see a spark. There's this desire here to have a partnership. You might cross paths with someone, but I feel like you're heading down another path here. Yeah, you know what you want here. You're not settling. There's definitely a spark attraction. It could be someone seeing you this way. But I feel like you know what you want here with this energy. I feel like you're just doing you. You're going down another path. It looks like you may be coming apart from someone here. Because it looks as though there's a lack of stability here. But you definitely are making a choice. You're choosing you. Yeah, look at that. You're taking back your power. You're out of here. Yeah, you know exactly what you're doing. Yeah, it's time to move on. I feel change coming, and change for the better, a whole new chapter. You're going down another path here. I feel like you're at this crossroads, but this is why I feel it's about choosing. Yeah, you want this passion new beginning. There's a spark, attraction, possibly. Now, if it's not yourself, it's another person. And I do think it's about crossroads, making a choice, maybe even between two. But you're going to choose. You're going to choose you for starters by taking back your power. But it's about two people coming together. Now, this is often a place where you cross paths with someone, or you're connecting with someone here. This could go somewhere. I do see change, a whole new chapter. I feel like you're in control. But it's all about the other person coming in. If they come in with confidence, there's a lot of confidence and emotional control here. See, not being ruled by your emotions, but I feel like it's a person coming in. And this is why I feel like you're going to move on. You got a whole new chapter. Yeah. Ace of Swords, some kind of truth here. You're seeing the truth in a situation. I do see a victory here. I see moving on and having a victory. Yeah. Let's have a look at the Ace of Wands. Yeah. See, single person, someone who looks out for themselves. See, it's about doing you, looking out for you. But this is a single person, somebody here who's their own anchor, so they're emotionally stable. Yeah. You're going to connect with someone here. But I do see a disconnect, and I do think it's because you're at this crossroads here. Yeah, you got a 7 of Swords. Someone here is being sneaky. They're up to something here. And I do feel this is an energy of someone who's being a bit of a player here. I feel like you're dealing with someone who just isn't the one because they want to be single. That's why I feel crossroads. You're going down a different path. Two people coming apart, going your separate ways here. Yeah, with the moon. See, there's been a lot of confusion, illusion. See, 8 of Cups walking away. It's because someone's sneaky. It's a person who's being a player. They're up to something here. It's where you can't trust it. See, no more games. I feel like you're tired of playing games. I do think you have a person here who is really, see, it's somebody here who's looking out for themselves. They just want to be single. That's why I feel like you're going your separate ways. But yeah, you can see this energy. And the tables are turning here. Look at that. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you got somebody wanting to come in, going on a date. Queen of Pentacles is where you no longer see a future with someone. You're focused on the future. You're looking forward. Yeah, it's about looking where you're going here. Yeah, it's time for change. I do see a lot of growth. Beautiful new chapter in a victory. Yeah, you're making choices. Some of you have to make a choice, a decision here. It's about looking at the reality, seeing the truth in a situation. See, you have experience now. See, things that you've been experiencing. So now you're definitely in the energy where you can make a choice. This is about looking out for you, okay? Just doing what you need to do. You're taking back your power, but now you have a person coming in, because I see the bouquet. Yeah, see, time's up. Some of you have been waiting patiently here. Time is up. And I do think this is time has run out for someone here, because the 7 of Swords is someone being sneaky. So they don't want to, it's a person who doesn't want to partner up. They just want to be single. You're looking for a partner, I feel. You want something long term. You want to feel safe. It's where with the Queen of Pentacles energy, you no longer feel safe with someone because it's something that just isn't going anywhere. So it's about yourself. See the confusion, illusion, where you're going to walk away. Someone here possibly keeping secrets too. Someone here being sneaky. But this is where you make up this choice. Yeah, choose wisely. Yep, you've got, say, time's up for someone. You're taking back your power. You got somebody new coming in. So you've got very positive, happy energy, that little aha moment. See, you're seeing the truth. You're better off single. But I feel like that's probably what's happening. Somebody here who just wants to be single. It's not going anywhere. So this is where you are cutting somebody out, seeing the truth. And I do see you're going to have a victory. Someone new coming in. Yeah, beautiful. Tell me about the world. Yeah, you got communication. There's communication that's going to change everything. And this is something that's changing you forever. Why? Because you now have this experience, what you've experienced. But you now, what you are doing, it's all about you. Okay, this is about you looking out for you. That's the truth in the situation. I feel like you've got someone here. It just isn't going anywhere. It's crossroads, life path decision, but new. There's communication. Somebody here, there's a communication of interest. Someone's going to communicate. 7 of Pentacles, they're interested. So this is where the change comes. Yeah, and I feel like you've lost interest in someone here. You're losing interest because they're not, I mean, it's just a person who's kind of keeping you in this energy. You're single. It's not going anywhere. So if you're single, then why not get yourself out there? Because I see truth, victory. Yeah, you're gonna have a victory here. Yeah. Just like I say, now that you've experienced this, make sure that whoever this is coming in new. Okay, apply those experiences here. Yeah, you're coming out of this wiser, smarter. You're seeing things very clearly. Yeah, you've got someone new coming in. I see a King of Cups, maybe even a couple people here because I see this victory energy twice. See, it's that moment of enlightenment where you see the truth, but you have an energy of a King of Cups. Somebody here, it has to do with someone who is definitely family-oriented, emotionally mature and available. Yeah, their door is always open. Yeah, I do see this, a new person, maybe even 2. But what I feel like it's telling you that you're learning is not to wait. Okay, to always take back your power next. Yeah. See, it's about knowing when it's time to move on. But you have a communication coming in and there's going to be a victory. Yeah, and I do feel something has ended here. See an ending. 9 of Swords. Yeah, someone's being sneaky. And I feel like you're just going to finish. This is just something, a situation coming to an end. Crossroads. It's over. Yeah, something is over. Yeah, see, this is... But you know what's what's going to happen? This truth, this epiphany, with the 6 of Pentacles, somebody here no longer talking, no longer giving to someone. The tower's coming down. But this is about rebuilding your life. This is about change. See, this is you, and this is something going to change you forever. Okay? But you're coming out of this with the Queen of Swords. You've had these experiences. You're going to apply it to this situation. You're going to become more discerning. Yeah. You've got a King of Cups coming in. Who is this King of Cups? Who is the King of Cups that's coming in? Let me just grab a different deck here. Tell me about the King of Cups. The King of Cups is somebody here who is somebody who longs for love. It's a new crush. Yeah, somebody else who longs for love. See, it's a person who's emotionally available. And that's probably the realization. You got someone who's not really emotionally available. You got a player energy. Someone who's sneaky. But yeah, you've got a new opportunity coming in. It's a person who longs for love. It's likely just a crush. But I do think it's all yourself too, reviewing the past, having a realization. Okay, but you are in the Queen of Swords energy. This is where you cut someone out. You're doing what's right for you. Yeah, you got a person coming in here. This is someone who will show you that they like you. Just be careful if this person tries to come back around. Yeah, and you can see Some of you here, you're manifesting something new. You have everything you need to manifest your desires. Okay, there's a desire for new. But just be careful of anyone who manipulates. See, this is about yourself having that realization. You're the one in charge. This is about rebuilding your world. It's about knowing when to move on. And I do see reminiscing. But I just be careful of that person who tries to come back in. Okay, I miss you and things like that, where they try to take your power back. Because it's somebody here, it never goes anywhere. They come in and they put on the brakes because they miss you, right? Yeah, just watch out for manipulation. I do think you're dealing with someone quite manipulative. But you are the one with the power, taking back your power. See, you're the one who needs to put on the brakes here to manifest. There is a communication coming in here. Yeah, and maybe even multiple things speeding up. I feel like you're out of here. See, you're out of here. Been there, done that. That's that moment of realization. And I do feel it has to do with that person who's going to try to come back and take your power. But I do think this is where you're having that realization, seeing the truth that it's over. The Tower. Yeah. Cutting somebody out here, putting an end. But this is definitely something changing you forever, but you have what you need to manifest your desires. Yeah, see, it's ending a situation. This person is someone who comes back in after a period of time. Like I say, they come in, then they put on the brakes. It's a person who, because what you want is someone who's emotionally available. I don't think this person's even really emotionally available. Another person who's coming in is, but you have to, again, now you know when you're being manipulated because you've experienced this. Okay? These are your experiences, the things that you're learning. But you're coming out of this. You're going to rise like the phoenix from the ashes. It's over. Some of you definitely are, yeah. Because it's an energy of someone that you can't. It's possible that someone who's not faithful, they're not loyal, they won't commit. You're just not on the same page. It's lifestyle habits, the way they conduct themselves. Just be careful of this person trying to manipulate you. But I think you know something that they may say. But I feel like you're just not on the same page. See, it's an energy of loyalty and faith. Somebody here who I feel just doesn't follow through. There's a lack of commitment, but you have to have faith in yourself. Yeah, you're going to connect with someone who's more on the same page, and that's what I feel. You're manifesting what you desire. See, taking a step back, it's when you know something feels off. If this person tries to come back in, you're going to know it doesn't feel right. It feels off. Why? Because you're already kind of, see, it's very internal energy where you're already kind of moving on here. But it's about trying something different. It's where you have that realization. This person's not even really your type. But it's recognizing your type because you're learning something here about that. Yeah, definitely you got someone. It's all about your type. But it's also about trying something different. Victory, seeing the truth, a different type. So you're moving towards, you're going to rise like the phoenix from the ashes here. I do see you moving towards happiness, emotional fulfillment. Yeah, you deserve to be happy here. And that's what I feel like you're realizing here. Yeah, you know, see, talk to the hand. Yeah, but I'll tell you what you're going to apply is this person who's not non-committal, they're not faithful or loyal. It's different for each of you. You're just not on the same page. So you're applying lessons learned. And I do think some of you are ready to try something different here. But it's an energy where somebody comes in, it's over to you. They need to feel confident, they need to take control, but you are taking your power back from someone who's been really manipulating you here. You have what you need to manifest your desires. Yeah, see, you're taking back your power. See, you've got a person who's trying to take your power. They want to be in control. They want everything their way, and they have a habit of doing the same thing over and over. That's where you have that massive realization. It's done. Some of you, it's just done. But what is going to be interesting is somebody who comes in confident, has self-control, and they're confident about what it is they want. And you're going to start to recognize this. The signs, the signals, see, cautioning you. But this is where you know. Now you're trusting your inner knowing. Yeah. This is where you're basically, all these experiences, the things that you already know, are going to help you find that emotional fulfillment. You're starting to see the bigger picture here. It's time to get out there, time to be open to other offers. And I do see messages coming in, communication, multiple opportunities. Yeah. Yeah, I feel some of you are just out of here, and I do think it's because you've got a couple opportunities coming in here. It's all about finding someone who's more your type, someone who's emotionally mature, available. They're not afraid of bringing you into their house, their home. See, they have a love of home, family. Yeah. I think some of you are lacking some of these things here. But yeah, I do see an ending. This is a lot of internal energy that you're going through here. But see, this is about someone who lays the foundation. It's a person who comes in right. There's a reason to celebrate. Okay? Yeah, see, some of you, it's a person who leaves you out in the cold. They don't even bring you into their house, their home, their world. You're not part of their world. They're leaving you alone. You're feeling lonely. So it's about yourself letting go of this lack of negativity. What you have is a person who's low vibrational too. Yeah. See, I feel like some of you are very lonely, left out in the cold, and that's when you have that realization. It's time to take back your power. You're a lot more powerful than you realize when the Queen of Wands shows up, especially twice. See, some of you have been through this. You've had a couple goes around here with someone. They just want to be single. But this is where you have to look out for you. It's about doing you, doing what's right for you. Let's have a look at the Eight of Wands. Yeah, see, releasing things that no longer serve you, know your worth. See, things not turning out as expected, someone ghosting you, ignoring you, or they just leave you out. You're not part of their world. You see, you're about to leave that behind, this negative energy, this lack and loneliness. You deserve better. You deserve better. It's saying you deserve better. You have to expect. See, things don't turn out as expected, but I actually feel there's things that are going to turn out better, okay? Because you got this new energy coming in. Knowing your worth and your value. Yeah, there's a spark desire. There's attraction. Yeah, you're going to connect with someone who's likely been through the same thing, but like I say, you're leaving behind this lack and this loneliness, this negativity. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you got a person here coming in. See, there's spark desire for new. See, this is where you start to go through that internal change, where you know there's all this lack and negativity. You're not part of someone's world. They're leaving you out. It's like you're not part of their family or that kind of energy. Yeah, that's why I feel like you're going to take back your power. This is somebody who just, like, but I don't think you're going to be lonely for too long here. Fives are about change. See, change is coming. Change is coming, but you're the person who has to make this happen. You can see the tables are turning here. This is where you're, going down. See, this is where you have that realization too, that moment of truth where you realize you're not compatible. They're not cooperating, compromising. See, I feel like it's like you're loyal to someone here, but they're not loyal to you. So you're learning. You're going to apply these things that you've learned. And you're going to go down this path with someone more compatible, someone who wants to spend time with you. See, you've got someone who, they're not, I don't know if they're not faithful, but it certainly feels that there's definitely a sneaky player energy. But you're coming out of that. You're going down the path. Somebody who wants to be with you. They want to spend time with you. Anyone who doesn't want to spend time with you and they don't make you part of their world, okay, or they just come in because they don't want you to move on. And I just feel like you've gone in circles here because it is about walking away. And I do think you are walking away. See, searching for something new. And what's going to happen is, I think there's unexpected communication. Somebody wants to spend time with you. They want to do something. Yeah, see, there you are, single. We have two single, but what you have is a person who just wants to be single. I feel like you got a person who's just not loyal. You're just, I think it's just an energy of lack of being on the same page, lack of commitment. See, there's a lack of commitment, lack of faith. You can't count on this person. But there's somebody here who's definitely single coming towards you. I do think you're going to be much more discerning. Okay, and I do feel it's an energy of respect and self-respect. If somebody tries to come towards you and they do the same thing, you will turn the tables on them and take back your power. See, I feel like you've got this. Yeah, you're definitely, it's all, yeah. See, I feel some of you have been sacrificing and giving to someone. Now this is where you let people know that you're open. And this is why I feel you're going to get messages, communication. There's definitely this choice. See, it's about two single people going to come together here. There's a lot of desire, but you have to watch out for that person who, like I feel, it's just somebody here who doesn't bring you into their world. You're going to connect with somebody who's emotionally available, and that's where you're going to start to, what you're applying is lessons you're learning about when someone's emotionally available. Okay? You are going to rise like the phoenix from the ashes here. I wouldn't worry too much. The sun is shining. You're getting clarity and insight. You see the truth. Yeah. See, this is where things start to go in your favor. Things start to go in your favor. Moving on, it's time for change. You're the person I feel who has to make this happen by moving on from a situation. And that tower moment is you rebuilding, okay? But sometimes the tower has to come down to create the change. Yeah, you got a whole new romantic cycle coming in here. Yeah, someone here has been checking you out, or you're checking them out. There's definitely an attraction, some desire. Just stay in that knowing your worth and your value, okay? Releasing anything that no longer serves. I think you're just letting go of someone, and I feel like you can see the feelings just aren't mutual. It's like two people who don't want the same thing, but it's about where you're now going, because it's about what you're seeking. See, leaving this behind. This sneaky energy, someone who plays games, they manipulate whatever it is they're doing. They don't want to partner up. They don't want to partner. But you're figuring this out too. That's another thing. You're looking at the facts and you're looking at the situation. Yeah, you got another person coming in here. Yeah, I do see you healing and taking a little time here. Self-healing, self-care. I see you courting somebody else here, and I do see a victory. I do see having a date with someone. Yeah, definitely victory energy. Yeah, and like I feel this is just a pattern, a habit, a behavior, the way someone conducts themselves. But I do see this little bit of time out, a little time to heal. Just be careful of this person where it's this little time out, this break, and then the same thing happening. That's why I feel somebody comes back in because you're moving on. They come in to take your power. They want to be in control. Someone who wants everything their way. And that's where you have to see if a relationship starts that way and somebody doesn't want to cooperate or compromise, that's when you know they don't have your best interest at heart here. See, someone here doesn't have your best interest at heart, but you have to have your own. So just know your worth here. Yeah, you got someone who's not reliable. See, it's when you have that moment to realize you can't rely on this person. They're not there for you when you need them. You want a partner, and that's what it's all about, that realization that this is somebody who's just not a partner. Yeah, see, you're doing some inner work here, some of you too. But this is an energy of someone who comes in and puts in effort. See, they're not working. They're not putting in effort. I don't know if you had an agreement with this person and they put on the brakes because it's something that never goes anywhere. It's a person who just wants everything their way. That's what I feel. Yeah, but see you walking away. See, leaving this behind. It's not just a timeout because you're seeking what someone else is seeking here. Yeah, you're walking away because you can't trust this person. It's a feeling of defeat. But like I say, you're basically defeating this person who's trying to take your power. That person who puts on the brakes comes back in. They keep doing the same thing. Now you're at that point where you are having to defeat this person. So you can't trust somebody who's not reliable. They're not there for you. It's just not a long term. Yeah, taking a little... Just be careful of mind games and manipulation. That's what I feel. Watch out for emotional manipulation. But I do think you're looking at things. This Tower is making you look at things from a whole different perspective. Maybe even how you see yourself. Somebody else desires you, finds you attractive. Yeah. Tell me about this person coming in. Yeah, this is someone who comes in right, but it's also the realize that when you realize someone just isn't right for you, you're just not on the same page. You're not on the same path. You're like worlds apart. You're not part of their world, and that's what I feel. Let's have a look at justice. Yeah, somebody who comes in right here. So this is what you're going to apply, is all the things that you've learned to this situation. Yeah, so you want a soulmate connection. Friends first. Why? Because of the Queen of Pentacles. Friends first. That's how you know. Okay, you're going to put up boundaries here. It is friends first. If somebody doesn't want to be friends and they don't have your best interest at heart, they're only focused on that physical connection. Yeah, you want to watch out for that. I think somebody here has maybe got you in that energy, but you want a soulmate connection, friend, someone who comes in right. They want to be with you. They want to spend time with you. They put in effort. Yeah. Wow, yeah, and I do see you thanks but no thanks with someone here. See, you're being bored. You're bored now of this. Yeah, this is somebody here who doesn't want to be pinned down. And this is the problem with this person. They don't want to be pinned down because that's why they keep putting on the brakes. Thanks, but no thanks. I feel like you're bored of this. You're tired of this. This is someone who drains your energy up. There's been hurt and heartache. Some of you, you're dealing with someone with third party. But others of you, it's just a lot of hurt and heartache. But you are going to get over this. Don't let this person emotionally manipulate you, okay? This person who I feel comes back around. Every time you walk away and you're ready to start something new, they come back in, and then it's like, you know, I feel emotional manipulation where they manipulate you. I miss you, things like that. You have to push through that energy. You have to take a pause and look at this from a different perspective. See, you're changing your perspective. I think how you even feel about this person. Yeah, you want that happy home, happy life. And I do feel really making sure that you're part of someone's world. They let you in. Not just emotionally, but they actually invite you to their home, or they make you part of their world. This is the change that's coming. So I do see going on a date. Yeah, making better choices, I feel. Yeah, you've got someone here who's confident, bold, they know what they want. Yeah, this is a person who comes. See, what you have is a person who lacks all that. And then you have a person who's confident. Anybody who's happy to be friends first is confident. They know what they want, and they're willing to put in the effort because they want to build something. There's interest. Yeah, you've got a person who makes up excuses. I mean, it's just a feel sorry for me. Somebody here who constantly keeps you hanging. Yeah, and you might have to go through this a couple of times, but this is about knowing faster, knowing sooner when to put on the brakes. Next, and that's what you need to learn to do here. And I feel some of you are mastering this because it says you have everything you need to manifest what you desire, to create change. See, it's about two people coming together, connecting, creating change. And it's where you realize this person's never going to change. Yeah, you've got a person who's curious about you. See, they want to talk to you. They want to get to know you. They want to spend time with you. So you're going down a different path with someone who's much more compatible. Very, very nice. It's hard to say where it goes, but like I say, know your worth and value. Friends first. Put up boundaries. And if somebody here tries to cross those boundaries, or they start making up excuses and the same thing happens, you don't waste time and wait around. You take back your power. But the person who is coming in next is somebody who's confident, bold, very charming. Somebody here who can be very funny too, but they want to learn about you. They want to get to know. They're curious. Don't share too much information fast. Let this person desire you. Let this person be curious. Okay? Because that's what it's all about. Yeah, look at that. Taking a leap of faith. You're leaving something behind. You're ready to go down a path, but this person's ready to take a risk. Now, they are somebody who I feel it is about going on a date. There's an attraction, but you have to make sure it's mutual. Okay? Yeah. I feel like this is something coming in unexpected. I feel like you're going to go for it here, Scorpio, but I also feel this person, see, mutual, both of you. This is where you both move forward here. Always listen to the story someone tells you when it starts. If they start off with this, feel sorry for me, or the story, listen to the story. You'll know right away whether to put on the brakes. Why? Because you've experienced this before. Yeah, but I think it's just this person here who comes in and puts on the brakes. I really feel it's someone who's manipulative. They have an excuse for everything. There is no excuse. No more excuses. There you go. Go down this path. Have some fun. I see beautiful change coming, a whole new chapter. See, living in the moment. See, it's about feeling free. And, it's about living in the moment, spending time with somebody, enjoying that time while you get to know each other. And there's lots to learn here, but I feel like you're going to apply everything you've learned. This is where you know it's time to put an end to a situation, because that epiphany is that moment where you realize, I don't know if this is somebody who's got mental health issues or whatever it is, but it's someone who doesn't want to be pinned down. Yeah. See, this is a person where there's this time out and then they come back in. Why? Because you're starting something new. Yeah. No, you've got better things coming here. I do see change, a whole new chapter, things going in your favor. I feel you're going to have some fun here. See, more playful, youthful. Just living in the moment, okay? But just know your worth. Take care. Bye for now.